Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me for the show is Bharat Ramraj, Mohar Chaudhary, and Ashok Nambudiri. Chennai Super Kings have pulled off their first win of the season and left all of us surprised. Bharat, how are you looking back on this game? I asked you the very same question off the camera, and your answer was Jamie Overton. For dramatics, do you want to maybe say it again and then explain what Jamie Overton did differently this time around?
Yeah, just like his attitude, that's why I said, see, he has a particular strength. He's a 6 feet 6 inch bowler, high release point, snaps his back hard. So basically, a bowler like him should always bowl the hard length. That's basically the three-quarter lengths, hitting the deck hard. And that is what he basically did over 20 out of maybe 24 balls. Only tried one slower ball, wide Yorker. In the game against RCB, he tried six Yorkers. It didn't make any sense. All of them at the stumps. I don't know who told him, the coach, the bowling coach, or whoever it is. It was a mistake there. So he went back to strengths, and that is how we took all those 4 wickets. See, I like his attitude. He's a line-hearted fast bowler. Why I'm saying that? Because I go back that Oval Test on day four, three catches were dropped off his bowling, India versus England. I honestly thought that he will throw himself in the towel there because they already were one bowler down. And if you drop three catches of a single bowler, then obviously that bowler will be depressed. There's already a lot of criticism on him for the way he bowled in the first innings. But late on day four, he bowled at 90 miles per hour again and again and again and got Drew Zuril and I think Akash Deep out. And that really convinced me that this bowler has a great attitude, and that is what I think he showed. Hits the deck hard, his balls at good pace, but his attitude is very good. And more importantly, CSK used him like how it should be, just like how RCB uses Jacob Duffy, a tall fast bowler, by asking him to hit the pitch hard and look to extract bounds. That's what exactly Wharton did, and that is how he succeeded. Obviously, I also have to
Sorry,
see.
I was unable
Just
to
adding a point. Just adding a point. Just
hear.
adding a point. Because Sanju Samson's fans will get very angry. It was a very very good innings from Samson as well. Although
Yes,
a score of 200,
always be in the safe corner.
but always is but one has to remember a score of 200 in those conditions could have been chased down. So a lot more credit perhaps has to go down to CSK's maybe what can I say, slightly underrated bowlers.
Yes, I think it's a very brave thing that you did there, Bharat, to clear everything up. Uh, no taking any pot shots at Sanju Samson at all. I'm just kidding there. Ashok, finally a convincing win from CSK. Actually, it's the first win, but a convincing one at that. What do you think happened differently here? Did Ruturaj Gaikwad did something differently? What do you think? Where do you pinpoint it to?
I think it was an all-round statement of intent. I thought the Chennai team actually did extremely well. Batting, Sanju Samson and Ayush Matre both played a really solid knock. If you see Jamie Overton, of course, those 4 wickets that he took, uh, and if you saw that 16th over, in particular, where Akil Hussain took that catch, where he kind of fell over backwards, he just gave 3 runs in that over and took that wicket. I thought that they showed that intent even in the fielding. The way Shah Rukh Khan took that catch and did an Imran Tahir when he caught Akshar Patel, that was one. We saw Noor Ahmed on the boundary falling over backwards, saving that six and showing that intent. And except for that initial first drop catch that Khalil Ahmed dropped, I thought the all-round fielding effort was great. So it's a combination of great batting, lovely bowling, and of course the home ground advantage with the fans there to support them. I think it was really, really good to see Sanju Samson come back and score at 205 strike rate. Reminded us of the times that he played in the T20 World Cup. And perhaps it's time for Chennai Super Kings to settle down and now force the pace.
Mohar, after DC just doing Delhi things, don't be surprised, is what Vinny is saying. But Mohar, talk about Sanju Samson because how can we not? He's been impressing us since the last half of the World Cup. Yes, a couple of games that did not go his way, but then he's back on his track again.
I mean, that's what cricket is about. I mean, form is temporary, class is permanent, and he showed it tonight once again. He looked very, very much in touch. I mean, he looked extremely confident, dominating the offside, middling the ball. It didn't look like it, it was not a fluke inning at all. He was in control right from ball one, and that's been really impressive. Also, other than him, I would also like to talk about how, moreover, the entire CSK, the team performed as a unit tonight, and which we could see. I think even the call of retiring out Ayush Matre and bringing in Shivam Dubey at that point was also a very good move to pile up as many runs as possible. So, but yeah, overall, Sanju Samson coming here, in front of the home crowd where he has a huge fan following, finally firing, and we could hear the roar. So, extremely happy for him, and obviously extremely happy for CSK as well on their first win.
Snehashish is also back. Snehashish, talk about Sanju Samson. We've been talking about him for a very long time. First, we started off, a couple of months, not a couple of months ago, a month ago, we said, "Oh, Sanju Samson's just not in it. He's lost his rhythm. He's lost his form. What's happened?" But then we started talking about how incredibly in form he looked. Those fiery knocks at the end of the World Cup, and now he's back at it again.
Yes, absolutely. I think it was not a great start for him. I think after a fantastic World Cup, play of the tournament, obviously in that World Cup, in the first three games he didn't had a great start, but excellent comeback. I think the way he made a comeback, and I think it was a much needed win for CSK, and it had to be. They needed that start from their openers, and I think Sanju Samson was the best bet, and he did that in front of the home crowd. The way he batted remained unbeaten, and ensured that CSK finish more than the par score. If you see in the last few games that happened, T20s game I'm talking about, including the World Cup games, if you see 190, 200 has been the par score. So I think they scored those few extra runs that gave more cushion to their bowlers, and I think overall, their bowlers bowled brilliantly. I think Overton was superb today. Even Gurjapneet, I think he also bowled brilliantly. Onshul Kamboj also chipped in with wickets, and their fielding, I think, outstanding. The way they took their catches, I think they were brilliant today. So overall, in all three departments, they look good, and obviously, Sanju Samson, did the job earlier with the bat.
Bharat, what did you think was? Sorry, is Ashok saying something? Did someone say anything? Who did I hear? Must be a ghost then, as we're nearing midnight. Bharat, the question that I wanted to ask you, was it a big ask for DC batters to get 212 runs? What went wrong there?
Not too sure it was an impossible task. Yes, it was a par score, but I don't think it was an above par score. 210 runs could have been chased down. But again, I think you have to give credit to CSK's bowlers there rather than going after DC's batters. Yes, there were problems in that DC batting lineup after losing a couple of wickets somewhere at the top at 60 for 2. They suddenly lost two more wickets and they were 76 for 4 from that position. It was always going to be difficult because your top order has to lay the platform. They have to get about 120 runs for the loss of two wickets, maybe when you're chasing 200 plus total. So that is where it went wrong. But credit has to go to CSK management for finally realizing that in the world of IPL on these flat pitches, you do need some tall fast bowlers out there, and they trusted a couple of tall fast bowlers, and they picked up 4 wickets between them. I think 5 wickets between them. I think that was a difference. Even someone like Anshul Kamboj, although he's not necessarily known for bowling the heavy ball, he also was looking to bowl back of length. I think that was the key difference. CSK somewhere have, I think, changed their plans a little bit from the game that I saw against RCB, where they were trying so many full length deliveries, so many Yorkers. So a lot of credit has to, I think, go to CSK's bowlers for executing the plans. Although, as I noted, if DC had to chase this down, they should have been around 120 for 2, I guess. But they were something like 75 for 4 from that position.
Yeah.
It was always going to be very difficult.
Yep. Ashok, this comment is making me laugh because it's, when you ask for something, you end up asking for 10 more things. But freaking awesome here is saying, as I said before, DC is not. Oh, no, 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 wait. This is not the one. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Where did it. Oh, this one. Suman Awasthi is saying great win by CSK, but given how well Sanju batted, CSK should be disappointed with their total. Should have got 230 to 240. If it was PBKS, RR or RCB, they would have chased this down in under 18 overs.
ये दिल मांगे more basically. No, I think look, I think CSK, like I said earlier, it was an all-round effort, great fielding, great bowling, great batting. I think the issue there really was Delhi Capitals, and I'll come back to this comment, but I think just to add on to what Bharat said, I think the issue here in this particular match was Delhi Capitals. Only Tristan Stubbs came in with that 60 odd a little too late into the innings. Pathum Nishanka, scored 40 plus, but I think and now we've seen him over 3 or 4 matches. I'm not sure he's really in the groove. I mean, he's not getting to that 180, 190 strike rate. The opening is a concern. Akshar Patel coming in ahead of David Miller and Tristan Stubbs seems. I find that a little difficult to absorb. So I think Delhi Capitals, it's not all hunky dory. I think there is some work to be done and some thinking through to be done, and I think that's what really got to them. I thought in the day match today, what Punjab Kings demonstrated is that you need a good opening partnership followed by one more big innings, which the captain Shreyas Iyer brought in, and that's how they managed to score that 220, 230. So the comment here, 230 to 240, obviously one can't make a blanket statement that Punjab Kings or Rajasthan Royals or RCB would have scaled that, but I think we can arrive at what it will take to get to that. Davi.
Let's talk about the first game as well. SRH Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Punjab Kings. Punjab Kings winning by 6 wickets, a big margin there, and continuing their winning streak, except for the fact that the last game was rained out for them. But Mohar, if I ask you, where is it going wrong for SRH? Because looking back on that match, it seems like the big moments are slipping out of their hands. They're losing control and they're not able to catch on to that moment where you're supposed to turn the game around.
The main issue with them is that they have not been performing as a collective unit. Someday the lower order performs, the top order fails. Someday the top order performs, and you can't count on the lower order. In order to, for a bigger total to be put up on the scoreboard and to be on a much safer side, everyone has to fire, chip in some way or the other. That is my first point. Second point is their pace department has been struggling quite a bit without Pat Cummins. Obviously, his leadership as well has been missing. Ishan Kishan has been improving at an alarming rate. We saw that in Eden Gardens as well. But once again, Pat Cummins' brain, his leadership qualities are something else. Not just that, his pace bowling abilities also bring something else to the table, which is missing. So the pacers have been struggling. Spinners have been doing well. I do see hope there. Shivang Kumar, for example, of course, he is giving runs, but also at the same time, he is picking up wickets as well. Shivang Kumar, Harsh Dubey have been performing. But once again, the pace bowling unit has just not been able to do anything yet. So they have to look into their combination a little bit, or if they can change a few things out there.
Snehashish, because 219 on that pitch should have been defended 9 out of 10 times.
But I think they should have scored more than 250 the way they started the innings. In 6 overs, they
Now
had
you are
105
talking like
for.
Kamil, huh? You are talking like Suman.
Just
Yeah, I think after 6 overs, they were 105 for 0 wickets. And in the next
exactly.
14 overs, they scored only 114 for 6 wickets. I don't know what happened there, after the wickets of both, Abhishek Sharma and Travis said, I think no batters came and, chipped in with a good score. And I was very surprised with the batting approach of someone like Henrik Klassen. He played, I think, 33, 34 balls, I think, but scored around 39, 40. I didn't understand the approach. What was the approach behind that knock? Didn't look aggressive at all, just came out and didn't try to, accelerate the innings. I didn't understand that. So overall, I think the batting effort fell down after that opening destruction that both of, Abhishek and Travis did. I think obviously we have to give credit to, Captain Shreya Iyer, the move that, Shashank, another new all-rounder, I think India have managed to get Shashank Singh. Somehow, he brought Shashank Singh out and he took 2 wickets, and that to both the openers. I think that completely changed the momentum, and from then all the bowlers chipped in and they managed to restrict SRH under 220. That's a remarkable effort. And with the batting, I think in the pre-match show we all are discussing the Indian code of PBK's batting, and they are much more confident about that batting. And I think again today they showed that the opening pair again did their job. Both openers scored 50s, and the captain, the way he played, anchored the innings and managed to score at a fantastic rate and finish the job for the team. I think fantastic captains now led from the front and did the job 7 balls prior. So fantastic team as a unit again. PBK's performed, and I think this team is one of the favorites definitely this time around to lift the trophy. I think the way they have been performing, and Shreyas Iyer, both as a leader, both as a batter, the way he has been performing, I think superb.
Absolutely. Bharat, why are SRH bowlers not learning?
Or not learning, or they just don't have the resources. I think
That could also
perhaps,
very well be done.
perhaps that's the better answer. Maybe yes, you can say that they're not executing their plans as well, but I just don't think they have the pace bowling resources. Yes, Unadkat has been around for 17 years. He has done well here or there, but still, it's not your spirit. It's never going to be your pace spirit. Who else is there? Esan Malinga is decent again, but he's not someone who is going to be a gun bowler for you. And he has changed his action for some reason. Some of these bowlers keep changing their actions. He's trying to bowl a bit like Nuwan Pradeep and that Sri Lankan fast bowler from some other time. So who else is there? Harshal Patel again is lower ball specialist. If he's going to bowl on a flat pitch, he will also come under scrutiny. Actually, they could have tried actually Praful Hinge for whatever reason. They said that they're going to pick him, and then they didn't pick him. He's someone who at least bowls around 140 kilometers per hour. I've seen him play for Vidarbha. He's from Maharashtra, obviously. Plays for Vidarbha. Bowls at around 138, 140 kilometers per hour. But even he was not picked. So I think there's not much going for them in that pace department. So much so that at times, not always, at times it feels as if SRH, one of their better bowlers is Nitesh Reddy, and that is not a good sign for any team. Yes, he's improved as a bowler, but if he's going to be one of your better seamers, then you are in trouble. I think they're also, it's not just about bad comments. I think they're missing somewhere. Bryden Cars, first game I heard he has an eagle. After that, I have not heard anything about why is he not playing in any of these matches. He at least should have brought the little bit of pace, a little bit of bounce into the equation. But even without even Braden Cars, leave alone Pat Cummins, I just don't think they have the firepower in the pace department to kind of defend totals even of 220 or 230 in good conditions for batting.
Yeah. Dhoni Superstar here is asking comments on KL Rahul's batting this season. 92 last match, this match 13, first two matches 0 and 1. Dhoni Superstar, when watching T20 cricket, that made me laugh. When watching T20 cricket, I'd stay away from judging a batter's form this easily. And in the span of 5, 6, 7, I think even 10 matches is too little, unless a batter is getting out the same way. He has real technical flaws. Other than that, it's more about high risk, high reward batting, because they're going to go out with a certain mindset that they're going to hit. And it's not test cricket or ODI cricket where you can take your time and settle in. So I'd stay away from commenting on his form at this. It's too early. And KL Rahul, I'm going to be honest, I don't remember all his dismissals, but I'm sure that there are no technical flaws here. Okay, Greg is. I'll come back to Bharat with this question. Right now, I'll ask Ashok and Mohor a few more. Ashok, Punjab Kings now have the most 200 plus chases in IPL history. Did you know that?
No, I wasn't aware of that, but I have a little bit of a theory. I was actually looking at what has been happening in the IPL edition this season, and in the 17 or 18 matches, what I discovered is that the power play overs have resulted in scores of 53 or above runs in the 6 overs of the power play, except for 4 matches in this edition. And those 4 matches, 2 of them is because Samir Rizvi came in and played a blinder of an innings. One was Rishabh Pant, where he scored that 68, and the last one, of course, is RCB's Tim David, where he scored that 70 in less than half the number of balls. So almost 80% of the innings, has started out with a power play knock of anywhere between 60 to 85 runs, and yet the teams are struggling to get to a 250. And that points to the fact that there is some amount of pullback which the bowlers are able to do, but then the teams are able to scale 200. But as we have seen even today, a 200, 210 sometimes doesn't seem to be enough. Maybe this will settle down over a period of time, but I think what's really happening is that the balance between the bat and the ball is very much uh, skewed in favor of the bat.
All right. Vinesh is asking, does Punjab need to change something in current team to win the trophy? They haven't lost even one match. No, 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 no. Not the right question to ask. Mohor, what I'll ask you is, when we talk about Punjab Kings and the way that they bat, that power play assault that we're watching, do you think that's very pre-planned targeted assault?
Yes, I think it's a part of their strategy itself because I mean from the last season only, if you notice their batting, it's been that way. Prab Simran Singh and Priyansh Arya, they come in the power play and they go ballistic and they start hitting. I mean, obviously, and also because of the fact that they know that they have great batting depth. Even if they fall early, they know they can rely on the middle order, on the lower order. They have batting till number 8 or 9. The people can come and they can hit. So that gives them an added cushion and the added feeling of safety, which is why they can go and hit every ball. But yeah, it's clearly working out for them because even if they are getting out early, there is a Cooper Connolly, there is a Shreyas Iyer there, and there are further Marco Jansen, a lot of people you name, Marcus Stoinis, everyone can come in and hit the ball. So I mean, it's a good strategy. If it's working for them, then it's a good strategy.
Snehashish, do you think SRH are not good at handling pressure?
Yeah, I think the majority reason behind that, I think not having proper resources when it comes to bowling. I completely agree with Bharat that, I think the current available bowlers that they have, it's very difficult for Ishan Kishan as captain, to do the job, especially in this kind of wickets, because we all know what kind of wickets we generally get in IPL. So it's very difficult for him as a skipper, whatever the options right they have. So that is why I'm saying that for this kind of teams, as a batting unit, you have to score more than the par score. Like you have to score those extra 20, 30 runs to give that extra cushion to put more pressure on the opposition batting unit. Otherwise, very difficult. As I mentioned, the PBK's batting unit is fantastic one. If you really want to push them hard, you have to score around 230 to 40 on a very good batting track. Otherwise, if any day they will come and chase down. The way they chase down to the 220, that to 7, 8 balls to spare, I think is fantastic. So that is why for SRH, I think things are not looking that good with this bowling unit. Only they have managed to win against KKR. So yeah, I accept that. But but otherwise, I think for SRH, I think this season will not be that much easy.
To starting a point that is because they have a better batting unit. Otherwise, it was a clash of two of arguably. I'm not saying that's the case.
Yeah,
Arguably, two of the worst pace attacks going
exactly.
around in this year.
All right. Final question, and we'll take Greg's super chat. He's saying, Bharat sir, please describe both innings of Klassen and Rutu. Why Jaydev still playing IPL when one overseas quota still to be filled?
Jai.
Cars should play. Bryden Cars.
What Jai Jai?
Jaydev.
Unatkar,
Jaidev,
Unatkar.
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 I'm thinking, I'm looking at the spelling and who is this guy?
It's a
Yes, see,
creative take.
when it comes to Rutraj Gaikwad, maybe he has to change his template a little bit. See, we saw someone I think is a little bit cautious in over number one and two. Maybe it's because he doesn't move his feet much because maybe he feels that against a moving ball he could be in some trouble. But we are in 2026 now. In 2026, you have to change your template. You have to play a lot more shots in the first couple of overs in the power play overs. You have to take advantage of it. So I think that is the problem with the Gaikwad. So if he's not going to give you those quick starts, then even if he's the captain, he should bat somewhere in number three and push maybe Matre at the top of the order, because that is how it works. You can't be cautious in the first couple of hours, even if you're little bit not sure about your game against the moving ball. The white Kookaburra ball moves for about 1 or 2 hours. So maybe that's the case with him. Jaidev Unadkat, see, why cars, why is still playing? I'm not very sure, but I think they don't have options. They can still look at, I guess, Onkar Tarmale or Praful Inje, because both of them are a little bit quicker than Jaidev Unadkat. They can at least ball at 138, 140 kilometers per hour. As far as cars is concerned, I feel he has a little bit of niggle. That's what I heard in the first game. After that, obviously, I've not heard any news on Bryden Cars. I don't know whether it's completely recovered. So I think that's the reason why someone like Bryden Cars is not playing.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not injured, it doesn't make sense why he's not in the team yet. Because in the very first game, I thought that he'd make his debut. That did not happen with Pat Cummins not there. I thought it was a sure shot. He was a sure shot starter. Surprised that that did not happen, but as Bharat pointed out, that he had a niggle. Hopefully, he can overcome that, and we can see him in the squad very soon. I'd like to see him what he can do in the IPL. But thank you so much, Snehashish, Bharat, Mohor, and Ashok for joining the show. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Don't forget to join us then. And in the meantime, like, share,